So hey guys, quick video right quick because my husband went in to snook, so I'm sitting outside. He went in to get one of my ongoing prescriptions for me because I have stomach issues. But needless to say, my doctor would not see me this morning because I'm not allowed to go in the building without a face mask on. And I'm not going to put on a face mask because I think it's an infringement of my constitutional rights to be forced to wear a face covering. I'm not Muslim. I'm not Muslim, and so I'm not going to be forced to wear a face covering. Now, that's your right if you want to wear one, and I don't infringe upon your right to wear one any more than I want you to infringe upon my right to not wear one. So I respectfully stood outside of the doctor's office, 15 foot from the door, out of respect for patients coming in and out that do want to wear a mask. I didn't want to scare anyone. I wasn't trying to cause a scene. I wasn't trying to riot, loot, or make demands. So I stood about 15 foot from the door by the curve of the building. And when somebody came by, I politely turned my back to them so they didn't feel threatened either, even though I was standing outside in the fresh air in this beautiful, beautiful day. So, needless to say, my husband went in, and they will not put in writing that they're discriminating against me not wearing a mask because they won't give me medical services. They won't see me because I won't wear a mask. And so it is a form of discrimination because an ordinance is not a law. So my husband refused to be seen as well. Well, we left peacefully because, again, neither one of us wanted to cause a scene. But the supervisor went back to and spoke to my doctor. My doctor claims he doesn't want to see me without a mask. I want to know how that visit was going to be possible anyway, because considering the fact that my visit was a follow-up visit that had to do with him giving me an antibiotic without being seen for a tooth infection. Guys, I had a tooth infection where I had like an infection knot like sitting way up here, and it was literally had my face swollen, and it was quite painful. And so, sight unseen, my doctor was willing to give me a prescription for an antibiotic. So we went and picked it up a couple days ago, and I've been taking it, and of course you can see my face is cleared up, and I'm looking good. But he wanted to do a follow-up to make sure that the antibiotics were working and that the infection wasn't spreading and all that good stuff. And so I was coming in per his request to get a exam to make sure the infection wasn't spreading, and he wouldn't see me without a mask. Now I'm trying to figure out just how the hell he was going to examine my mouth through the mask. See, the irony in this whole thing was he was going to have to see me without a mask regardless. Even if I walked into the building with a mask on, and through the waiting room with a mask on, and down the hallway to the exam room with a mask on, I was still going to have to remove the mask for him to examine my mouth where the tooth infection was, in order for him to make sure the infection hasn't spread. But he refused to see me without a mask. So you explain that to me. How in the hell was he going to examine me to make sure the infection hadn't spread in my mouth through the mask. So anyway, I'm sitting out here in the parking lot again, out here at Snooks. Not sure if you can see it, but I'll turn it that way because my husband went in to pick up a prescription, an ongoing prescription that I had for not the tooth infection, obviously, because antibiotics aren't an ongoing thing. But I just thought I'd take a moment to share the irony of today's doctor visit and their bullshit mandates, and how absolutely crazy it is that my doctor would call me in for a follow-up exam to make sure the tooth infection was not spreading, but he wouldn't see me without a mask. Now, how the hell he was going to examine my mouth through the mask, I don't know. But I'm assuming if he has the power to examine me through the mask to make sure that this infection isn't spreading, which, by the way, guys, it's not. Don't worry, I'm fine. The infection actually cleared up, and as you can see, I'm doing great. But the point is it was just bullshit. And the whole thing was I told my husband, I really just get the feeling that, in a nutshell, that I've had these infections before, because anybody that knows me knows I don't have teeth. My teeth are not in great shape. I have a condition called brittle bone syndrome, and I'm on the lower end of that spectrum, and so my teeth broke off at a very early age, and I didn't go get dentures because I'm just not for foreign objects in my body of any sort. I've never wore tampons. I've never, I'm not real big on vaccines. I'm not getting the chip. And I'm not real big on foreign objects, even fake teeth, in my body. If it's not God-given, if I didn't come with it, I don't want it. So, but, I've always had issues with the teeth. And I've been with this doctor for a couple of years now, and he's always known. And through the years, off and on, he's given me antibiotics to clear up tooth infections, because I get them real easy because of the brittle bone syndrome and the teeth breaking off and all that. So I have had issues with my mouth. I've been to the dentist. The dentist gives me antibiotics. I've had them off and on through the years now. Not steady enough. And I don't take them all the time because I don't want liver damage and I don't want kidney damage and all that shit that antibiotics can cause. So probably about twice a year, if the infection gets bad enough to where my face swells and I'm hurting, then I will go and I will get the antibiotics. Most of the time it's just a minor infection. It comes and goes and I don't worry about it. But when it is bad enough to require an antibiotic, then I'll go get it. And so this doctor has given me antibiotics in the past for the tooth infection, and he's never required he looks at it and goes, yeah, it's a tooth infection. He's never required a follow-up to make sure that the tooth infection hasn't spread. Basically, and I was telling my husband this yesterday, is basically he gives me the cold shoulder about it. He's like, oh, you got another tooth infection because you won't go to the dentist. I do go to the dentist. The problem is, when I go to the dentist, I don't want dentures. So I have no teeth. Having no teeth is not a sign of not going to the dentist. It's a sign of they want to do surgery and remove all the roots from my mouth. And I don't have $10,000 to go get this surgery done. I'm sorry, the last time I checked, to have everything done that's required in my mouth, they wanted a down payment of $10,000. It was really going to be about $25,000 in all, because they want to sedate me, and then they have to hospitalize me because I'm high risk, and so blah blah blah. So long story short, I have a mouthful of broken off teeth, and it's due to underlying health conditions, which is the brittle bone syndrome. And so, you know, I don't have fucked up teeth because I don't go to the dentist. I do go to the dentist. And, you know, my dentist understands that I can't afford to get all this shit done. So needless to say, every now and then I do get a tooth infection from a broken off tooth. Now, if that makes me a horribly tragic person, then I'm a horribly tragic person, okay? I would rather put my money on raising my kids and, you know, buying groceries and paying my bills than put that kind of money on myself and getting my mouth done. And one day, eventually I will get that done. I won't get dentures, but I will get my mouth cleaned up. Like, I'll have all the roots and stuff removed. But the point being is, I've had off and on mouth issues before, and my doctors never wanted me to come back. So getting back to the point is I truly believe that he did not want to do something for nothing. So rather than just giving me a prescription for tooth infections that he knows I'm subject to having, giving somebody an antibiotic sight unseen is not that big a deal, because it's not like I asked him for a pain prescription to go with it. I did not get any painkillers. I didn't ask for any, codeine. I didn't ask for any Tylenol 3. I asked for no other drugs, just the antibiotic. And so, because for the pain, I was using Excedrin migraine, and that works great for pain for me. So anyway, he goes, well, I want to do a follow-up to make sure it's not spreading. I don't believe for 1 minute he gave a damn whether it was spreading or not. I think he didn't want to do something for nothing. So if I came in for a follow-up to make sure it wasn't spreading, then he could charge me for an office visit. And that was all it was ever about. Was he did not want me to get a free prescription and his hand wasn't in the till. So in order for him to get his back till or his back pay, I had to come into the office. So the only way he could charge me for an office visit is if I came into the office. So with that being said, he made that appointment. But there was no way in hell that he was going to see me without a mask. But that is what they claimed. And I don't know where my husband's going. I'm watching him walking across the parking lot. Okay, I just had to honk for him because he was going to the entirely wrong truck. Alright guys, so I'm going to wrap this up before he gets here, but anyways, the whole thing in a nutshell is my doctor wouldn't see me without a mask, but he was going to do an oral exam, so I don't know how that was going to happen. But anyways, I'm going to wrap this up because here comes my husband. Have a good one.